In her book, 107 Days, Kamala Harris said she just couldn't pick Pete Buttigieg to be her running mate because he's gay. So she instead chose the definitely not gay, Tim Walz. Here she is explaining to Rachel Maddow why she couldn't pick Mayor Pete.
I was clear that in 107 days, in one of the most hotly contested elections for President of the United States, against someone like Donald Trump who knows no floor, to be a black woman running for President of the United States and as a vice presidential running mate, a gay man, with the stakes being so high, it made me very sad, but I also realized it would be a real risk.
A gay man would be a real risk. Now, here's what's fascinating about what she's had to say here. Is she wrong, or is she telling the truth? Or is she boxed in by her own game of identity politics? Has she created a box where she can't find a win? What I mean by that is, here's an interesting conversation. Is America ready to elect a gay vice president? Is America ready to elect a gay vice president? That's a question of interest, of note, that I'm not sure we have the answer to. Kamala Harris, though, has revealed she thinks the answer to that is no, especially when paired up with a black Indian woman. That identity politics is what she's having to reconcile with. The truth of that question, but the inability to say what I just said, because then she says, well, I think America's not ready. I mean, clearly I didn't pick him because he's gay. I've said that in so many words. And I think America is too homophobic or racist in combination with homophobic to elect a vice president who's gay. But she can't admit that she thinks America won't do that, because she still needs America in 2028. So she can't say that. And now she's sitting in front of Rachel Maddow, a gay woman, trying to explain her use of race and gender and sexual preference as the parameters for how you make decisions as a Democrat. And, in this situation, I think that decision came out in a way that I wasn't hoping to in my book, in a way that I'm not ready to talk about on television. Interestingly, this isn't a problem for Donald Trump. Take a step back and think about that for a minute. Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, gay. Rick Grinnell, gay. There's a lot of gay members, so much so that the New York Times wrote an article called Donald Trump's Big Gay Government. Race as well, not an issue. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. All across Donald Trump's administration, you have minorities, you have women, very high power places. You have gays. It's almost as if you don't go through the world looking at these superficial characteristics of people and identifying the world through that lens, then you can actually look at people as to their individual merit and characteristics regardless of those sexual preferences, race, or gender. And then, because you're so authentic and so intent on putting merit at the top and doing what's best for America, America will follow you because you're asking to be a leader. And that's clearly not what Kamala Harris is. She is not a leader, and she will never be the Democrat candidate for president. Never again. She will not in 2028. She's not only trying to recapture some credibility and talking about, I should have maybe said more about Joe Biden's condition, but she's also burning the house down within by insulting almost every Democrat. And one thing you can't do is not, when you're on the left, offend the people. It's that you can't offend the powers that be, the apparatus, because that's who selects the candidates for Democrats. And Kamala Harris will not be that candidate in 2028.